Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Heat pull ruthless move on Jimmy Butler immediately after trade. The ink is not even dry yet on the trade sending Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors, but the Miami Heat are already scrubbing any leftover traces of him. On Thursday, Miami formally announced the multi-team trade involving Butler heading to the Warriors and Andrew Wiggins headlining the return package for the Heat. In the middle of the official release, the Heat made a ruthless announcement. They revealed that Wiggins will be wearing the number 22 jersey for them. Here is the link to the release, where you can also see an edited image of Wiggins wearing number 22. Number 22 is, of course, the jersey number that Butler had worn for the Heat ever since arriving there in 2019. After he made multiple All-Star and All-NBA teams while in Miami and also led the Heat to 2 different finals berths, Butler's number has already been repurposed and given off to his replacement some 24 hours after word of the trade first broke. Granted, Butler torched any chances of an eventual jersey retirement with how unprofessionally and disrespectfully he conducted himself to end his Heat tenure. Miami also does not retire many jerseys and has done so just 6 total times for players who played for them: Chris Bosh's number 1, Dwayne Wade's number 3, Tim Hardaway's number 10, Shaquille O'Neal's number 32, Alonzo Mourning's number 33, and Udonis Haslem's number 40. But you would think that there might at least be some unofficial moratorium period before the Heat gave away Butler's number to somebody else. Butler probably isn't too mad about it though, and has already decided on his new jersey number for the Warriors too. With the Golden State Warriors out of the mix for a potential trade for Phoenix Suns superstar Kevin Durant, it appears there are only 2 options left for Durant's future this season: a trade to the Miami Heat involving Jimmy Butler or staying with the Suns. Clutch Point's Brett Siegel reported on X that a Heat trade would be pretty unlikely ahead of Thursday's 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time trade deadline. There doesn't appear to be significant traction on a deal with the Heat and Suns involving Durant like there was with the Warriors before those talks fell apart. As stated last night, with KD out of the mix, the Warriors are focused on Butler at the moment. Both the Suns and Heat are very limited in how they can construct a trade due to apron rules in the NBA. With the Suns over the second tax apron, they cannot aggregate salaries in deals or take back more money than they send out. The Heat are over the first tax apron, so they can't take back more money than they send out. Because of these reasons, any trade between Miami and Phoenix would almost certainly have to involve a 3rd or 4th team, but even then it would be hard to justify trading Durant, makes $51.2 million this season, away for Butler, makes $48.8 million this season, and limited assets. Phoenix has long been tied to Butler, but was believed to be wanting to pair him alongside Durant and Devin Booker. Additionally, Durant reportedly does not want to be traded from the Suns, who are currently massively underachieving with their record-breaking payroll at 25 to 24 so far on the season. The Suns keep popping up in seemingly every trade rumor, but have yet to make a trade this week with around 20 hours left until the deadline. Kevin Love's strong reaction to Heat adding Andrew Wiggins in Jimmy Butler trade. It's the end of an era as the Miami Heat have traded Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors, as in return, one of the key pieces they got back was Andrew Wiggins. As the Heat trade involving Butler keeps expanding, Wiggins to the team is interesting for several reasons, one that includes veteran Kevin Love. Wiggins and Love have been connected throughout the season since when the former was originally drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers and the latter was with the Minnesota Timberwolves. There was a deal that exchanged each other in 2014. Love would be asked about Wiggins coming to Miami, though the trade wasn't officially announced, as he spoke about his relationship with the new member of the team and how he fits with the group, according to the Miami Herald. Naturally, we've been linked, because over 10 years ago we were both traded for each other, Love said. Him and I have been very friendly throughout. So it will be actually good to have that full circle moment come to fruition. I know what type of a guy he is and what he's capable of, Love continued. So I think not only is he going to add to what we do on the floor, but off the floor, as well. He is a Heat guy. Though the newest Heat star would be targeted by Stephen A. Smith, he gives the team a need at the wing while providing effective defense and shooting abilities. Love sees the vision and says that Wiggins coming to Miami is a natural fit. He feels like that, he plays both sides of the ball. When he's engaged and playing hard and he's healthy, I mean talent-wise, there's not many out there like him. So I think he's also a selfless player. A guy that wants to win, a guy that has won at the highest level, has been around some of the greatest players to ever play this game. I think it's a natural fit for him. Heat vs Nets prediction, odds, pick, spread, 2/7/2025 Jimmy Butler's ex-girlfriend Caitlin Nowak this season with the Warriors so far. Wiggins is averaging 17.6 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game while shooting 44.4% from the field and 37.9% from deep. Looking at Smith's comments, he would say that Wiggins has mostly been MIA for Golden State, which fits him going to Miami. Andrew Wiggins, a guy that I think you could give away for a box of cookies half the time, Smith said. On far too many occasions, he is missing in action, he is MIA, missing in action, which is why it's appropriate that he's heading down to MIA, as in Miami. Andrew Wiggins, a guy that I think you could give away for a box of cookies half the time. On far too many occasions, he is missing in action, he is MIA, which is why it's appropriate that he's heading down to MIA, as in Miami. Stephen A. Smith, on the other hand, Warriors head coach Steve Kerr endlessly praised Wiggins according to The Athletic. Wiggs is one of my favorite players I've ever coached, we don't hang that banner in 22 without him. I'm gonna miss him, Kerr said. Kevin Durant nixed blockbuster Suns, Warriors, Heat trade. Kevin Durant stopped one of the biggest trades in recent NBA history from happening. The Phoenix Suns had been in hot pursuit of Miami Heat forward Jimmy Butler for weeks until the star was ultimately dealt to the Golden State Warriors, a team that had put all of their effort into landing Durant before the future Hall of Fame scorer reportedly turned it down. This can be qualified as a genuine what-if, because there was a trade in place between Golden State, Phoenix, and Miami that would have returned Kevin Durant to Golden State, but Durant stepped up and made it known he did not want a reunion, ESPN NBA insider Brian Windhorst said. Once that deal fell apart, Golden State pivoted and tried to get Jimmy Butler. The key that got this done is their willingness to give him that 2-year, $111 million extension. Once that was in place, they had a deal with the Heat worked out and the deal went through. But it is amazing to think it was close to being Jimmy Butler in Phoenix, Kevin Durant in Golden State. The deal would have sent Andrew Wiggins to Miami while Butler landed in Phoenix and Golden State secured Durant. Durant to Golden State steam had only picked up in recent weeks as the Warriors looked to stay afloat in a very tough Western Conference. After making numerous calls on all-star players, they pushed all of their chips to the middle of either Durant/Butler to pair with Steph Curry and Draymond Green. Durant, who previously played for Golden State, reportedly went cold on the idea of a reunion. The Warriors were willing to part with a substantial package to chase down Durant and, if the Suns agreed, could have done so without his consent, said The Athletic. It might have happened if Durant was semi-open or neutral to another partnership with the franchise he once helped win 2 titles. But Durant was cold to the idea of rejoining the Warriors and, having dealt with an unhappy Durant before, the Warriors are opting against a repeat. Durant himself stopped a trade that could have altered the landscape of the league. And you fan? What do you think of Kevin Durant? Leave your opinion in the comments.